although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time. Oh, dang it.
What? No way he doesn't finish. Did he even read it? What the is he like? This kind of pisses me off. Did you not read the rest of that? You just stopped and found that and was like, they moved out of the camera's view. Ha 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 ha. The camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling. All you had to do was just read the next sentence. Valhalla VFT does another live video talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination. And this time he has Stephen Gardner on.
December. So that's my connection there. I'm not close with anybody there. I've texted with the CFO and also with Andrew. And so they've been kind of sharing information with me. They have only done one interview outside of the chart.
This is a 2.5 hour long video. So there might be some stuff that I completely miss here. Just, it is what it is, man. I'm not trying to do a full 2.5, 3 hour video reacting to everything he says.
Is there any sense there that did the surgeon open him up and try to perform surgery on him at the hospital?
That I'm not aware of. The only thing that I've read is when he went in.
I think for the most part, people are speculating far too much on this specific thing. I understand it's an incredibly important piece of the puzzle, right? But until we have an autopsy report, it's all just speculation, period. And the only thing that we have to go off of is what Clovette said. And Matt Tardio brings this up in that video. I don't know if you guys watched that yet. I highly recommend that you go watch that. He talks about all the different variables, questions that we don't have the answers to in order to make a determination as to whether or not what happened to Charlie Kirk was the result of a 30-06 round. I think we can probably say that it's not from a Full Metal Jacket. I think that's probably a pretty safe bet to say it wasn't an FMJ round. Other than that, we have no idea what ammo was in that rifle. We have no idea what the condition of the rifle is. And I don't even want to go into it because Matt Tardio does a way better job explaining this. So the fact that we're stuck on there's no way the 30-06 did that when we have nothing. We have nothing as far as understanding what's going on inside of Charlie's body. And we won't know until we see an autopsy report. And that autopsy report, hate to tell you guys, unless it's leaked, there's no chance any of us see that at least until it's presented in court as evidence. So I don't even understand how people are still stuck on this. Makes no sense to me. And another thing that doesn't make any sense to me is Nate here, right? He's Special Forces, okay? Matt Tardio is Special Forces, and Gary is Special Forces. How can we have such differing opinions from guys that come from the same place that have, for the most part, probably pretty similar experiences? How can the opinions be so vastly different? We have Matt Tardio like breaking down how absolutely possible it is that this is a 30-06 round. Point is somebody's fucking wrong, right? One of these Special Forces guys are wrong. So just because of whatever you know what I mean? Don't just believe everything they say. We have 3 of them with differing opinions, and at least one of them are wrong.
Charlie's neck stopped, a round that I can shoot through and through a moose carcass with. But
yeah, the bullet and the gun
on that, but
yeah, no, the bullet and the gun are the biggest mystery for me of the whole thing, because if it's a 30-06.
Here's why the bullet and the gun are not the biggest mystery for me. It's a very, very simple explanation. If the bullet and the gun are incorrect and they are not compatible, then that means that the gun is a plant and that there was somebody else, which involves coordination. It involves tactics. It involves something more than some internet people with no training. And if we want to go to what most of these people are implying, is that it's a foreign intelligence agency, you will never convince me that they could concoct this plan and that they would be stupid enough to not match the gun to the round that hit Charlie. If they had Tyler Robinson's gun ahead of time, let's say, and they knew they were going to plant that rifle, they would know that it's a 30-06 rifle. So they would at least shoot him with a 30-06 round. That's what is being suggested by all of this gun and round talk. And we don't even have the autopsy. We have no idea. But they're so dead set that there's no way that was a 30-06 round. I don't know how anybody could think that they'd be that stupid, right? And the only argument you have there is, well, they could just cover it up with the autopsy report. That's one more thing they would need to cover up for absolutely no reason. Why the hell would they want to add extra work and have extra possibilities of information leaking? Why would they do that when all they have to do is make sure that he's shot with a 30-06? They're just going to add one more problem on purpose?
Nothing was done correctly medically, as you could say, when it comes to this. And I would love to figure out, because I can watch it as somebody who is an actual, I wish I could get somebody to answer these questions, right? Okay. Part of this also ties into what people think about, like, oh, it was Israel, is we know his security detail. And I have been fairly critical of this security detail, not from the context of them being Israeli, I don't care, but from the job they did, and for the fact that I can watch video of them. I don't know if it's nefarious, if it's negligence, and we'll pull it up. Very clearly did not try to save Charlie's life. I confidently can say that because I can watch it as somebody who is.
I don't know how he can confidently say that. That's crazy to me. Somebody needs to get Gary from Paramount Tactical on with Nate here. Somebody needs to do that. I don't know how he can confident. This is what I'm talking about. Like, how can these guys, both special forces, how can they have such differing opinions?
An actual trauma medicine expert and have treated people in combat, right? Like on the ground, high powered rifle round wounds just like this. And nothing was done correctly medically, as you could say, when it comes to this. And I would love to figure out who is this security detail? Who are these people? Is it a company that Charlie had hired?
According to Gary from Paramount Tactical, he sure makes it sound like there was a lot of things done correctly by his security team when it came to responding to Charlie. And we're just going to pull that video up because what guys like Nate and what some other ones have done is, and I don't think this is on, I don't think Nate does this on purpose. I think some other people are doing this on purpose. It's interesting to notice that a lot of the video of his security reacting and storming towards Charlie after he's been shot, they edit out a lot of that right side. So if we look, we're going to see a guy dive bomb in here from the right side. Most of the video that I've seen is edited, super zoomed in, so you only see this guy with the gray hair. And Nate's even referenced this, that this guy with the gray hair isn't doing anything. Well, I'm not sure what he's doing, but I don't think he's the one tending to the wound, which Gary from Paramount Tactical has clearly pointed out that it's the guy that comes in from the right side here. And then when you compare what Gary explains, and then you look at photos of the guy that comes in from the right here, he has blood everywhere. Gary says he should have blood if he were treating that wound. There he is right here. For whatever reason, when they show these videos to talk about his security team wasn't doing anything, they never show this guy coming into frame. Or it's very small and you can't see. They just focus on the brown shirt guy or the gray-haired guy right here. They don't ever talk about this guy. So if we go back, try to see where Charlie falls, okay? So Charlie's coming off the chair. Charlie's in this area right here. Remember, Charlie's like 6'5". He's tall, okay? So he's right in here. This guy dives right down to him. And then we've got the gray-haired guy here. They're always talking about this gray-haired guy. He's not doing anything. Okay, so we've seen that arm move. Paramount Tactical talks about that. Okay, so this is the guy right here that came in from the right. I think Gary's got it pretty much fucking head on. I think this is the dude that's down there plugging the hole and trying to get the bleeding to stop and then doing everything else Gary says. And when Charlie comes up here, I'm only doing this just for informational purposes. Okay. Like I don't care, I guess, because you know what I mean? Like I'm not monetized. I'm not worried about monetization. I'm just doing this because I give a shit. But you will see a small snippet of Charlie come up here and there is a lot of blood. I don't know if you can see that or not. There is a lot of blood right in that area. And then we know other videos I've shown before of them carrying him to the SUV. You can see Charlie's arm completely covered in blood. With that said, we have this guy right here. This is the one that dives in. And then here we have blood on his hands, right where just how Gary says he should have. And then obviously he's got some up here on his upper arm, probably from when he's moving them. Here's more photos from Paramount Tactical. Blood on the hand, blood on the arm here, blood on this hand, blood on the pants.
But I want to go through the court documents, guys. I pulled all the court documents up. I highlighted everything. And I want to talk about just issues.
Okay, so from my understanding, the sort of purpose of charging documents is the prosecution puts together the charging documents, presents them, right? Then you have a hearing, okay? And then they have to go into discovery. And this is all building up for the prosecution to show that they have enough evidence to proceed to a trial. So, charging documents put forth. Now they go into discovery. Prosecution is going to release all of their evidence and information to the defense. And then I think a judge kind of just looks at it and basically goes, yeah, there's definitely enough stuff here that we can go ahead and proceed to a trial. I could be wrong, but that's kind of my novice understanding. Man, I wish I was just a little bit, I don't mean it in the sense of like from a financial perspective. I just wish I was a little bit bigger so I could get somebody, one of these law tubers on to talk about this.
With the court documents and what they're going to have to prove. So let's do that. Let's pull these court documents up. And this is official court documents. This is what is being submitted. And that Tyler Robinson, the prosecution is going to have to prove these things in this case. All right. So as you can see here at the top, and any of you guys can pull this up. You just Google Tyler Robinson court documents or whatever. As we can see here, Utah County, all of the prosecutors, everybody's involved. Case number, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Count aggravated murder. The start of this, I'm not going to go through all the charges. There's tons of charges because they're going to want to make sure they can get them on something, right? Aggravated murder, violent offense in presence of a child, felony discharge of a firearm. I mean, that's just yada, 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 right? Like 10 different counts. Okay. You can go through those. Essentially, he murdered Charlie Kirk, right? That's what they're saying. Now, let's look at some interesting things I highlighted as we went through this. Okay. This is actually the first thing here. Probable cause statement. So you have the only time we see this actually stated in the court documents about the rifle potentially used is right here, right? So it says Charlie Kirk.
It doesn't need to be stated multiple times. It only needs to be stated once, really. This is just the charging document. It doesn't need to be continuously referenced that it's a 30-06 rifle. They referenced it right here in the probable cause statement. Police found the suspected murder weapon, a bolt-action 30-06 rifle.
Was shot and killed While speaking to a large crowd on the campus of Utah Valley University in Utah, counts 1 and 2, police found the suspected, these are like, words are very important in anything legal.
They could not say that police found the absolute guaranteed murder weapon. They, for one, it's not an absolute guaranteed murder weapon. It is the suspected murder weapon. They have to prove that it's the absolutely guaranteed murder weapon. You wouldn't put that in there. I don't believe you could just make those claims in a charging document. So yes, words are important, but I don't think they're important for the reason you think.
Right? Suspected murder weapon, a bolt action 30-06 rifle nearby. And there's no talk of Grandpappy's old rifle or anything like that.
They wouldn't talk about, they wouldn't get into a specific description of the rifle. They fucking have the rifle. They will show the rifle at trial. They will get into all of those specifics. They will get into everything there is to know about that gun. They will have a weapons expert come in and explain it. They will go over ballistics. Part of this trial is going to have so much, is going to be fucking boring because it's going to be so just talking about specific information that most people, aren't even going to care to hear, but aren't going to understand at all. Like, I don't know if you guys have watched any trials before or not. They're not like they are in the movies. All right. They are not like the most entertaining thing unless you're kind of half a nerd. Then they're fun to watch. It's fun to see. It's anyway, I'm just saying, like,
for documents, but we'll get into it. Okay. So, and continues to go on.
I will. And by the way, as long as there's a trial that happens, I think I'm going to just have some fun with it and do some live streaming with it and just watch it. So just for future reference, if you guys want to hang out, feel free to hop in. I don't care. I don't need super chats or none of that shit.
Looking for Tyler Robinson. All right, here into the shooting. This is what the prosecution is actually claiming happened with the shooting. A lot of this, right, it's kind of fluff. Turning Point USA, a nonprofit organization founded, blah, blah, blah. All right, so talks about everything building up into the shooting. All right, this is really not that interesting either. Other than right down here, it comes into Mr. Kirk was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was declared deceased.
Mm-hmm.
The medical examiner's report is pending.
Yep.
So the reason why this one's important is it shows all of the people, and Stephen Gardner didn't claim.
Okay, so it shows that at the time that this was typed up and filed or submitted, the medical examiner's report was still pending, which was September 16th of 2025. Now, I don't know when all of these people have claimed to have gotten the specific information from the medical examiner or where they're, but as of September 16th, which is 6 days after Charlie Kirk was shot, in the charging documents, the medical examiner's report was still pending. Dates are important. Times are important. I don't know if it's done now. Couldn't say either way. But just because it wasn't done on September 16th doesn't mean that it hasn't been completed and that some people have gotten to that information by whenever, you know what I mean? The last few days or whatever.
That he's seen the autopsy report, unlike old Officer Tatum, who told us that he's seen it, right? Do I got the clip of that?
I don't know when Officer Tatum's video was done. I hope he puts a timestamp on it.
Fucking. Hold on, I'll pull this up. Right, so you got some influencers like him who are letting you know exactly what happened.
And just for the record, I don't know what Officer Tatum is about to say here, but I probably don't believe it.
Know that.
Obviously, because I have connections, and I confirmed that the autopsy was done. I don't want to say too much, but the autopsy yielded where the entry wound was and how the bullet killed him. It's already been determined. They found the bullet lodged in his body. They can tell you exactly where, what was severed, what killed him, where the bullet traveled from his neck down through his body. They have it.
Okay, so I did a check on this video. This was published October 4th. Which is what? 14, 18 days after the charging documents were filed. And I would assume that they started on the autopsy. It was either that evening or the next morning. So September 11th at the latest. So 3 weeks-ish to have that completed and to be able to be leaked to somebody like Tatum. I don't think that would be, I don't know, but it's hard for me to think that that's the case. I think he's just probably got the same information that Steven has, that Candace has, that whoever else has, and I have no idea where they got that from.
All fragmentation of the round that spouted through his body.
I'm not going to, me personally, I'm not going to believe a fucking thing I hear when it comes to what happened inside Charlie Kirk's body until I see a professional come out and show that autopsy report and then explain it. Until that happens, I could care less what anybody else has to say about it, because I can't verify what they're saying is correct. And for the most part, I don't trust a whole lot of people right now talking about this. So I will wait. And if that doesn't happen till trial, then it just is what it is. I will wait until they have somebody at trial presenting that information with a professional person standing there and explaining it to us, to whoever's watching, right?
Okay, they have it. All right, so there you go. So you got guys like that who are telling you he's seen it. He knows everything. It's all there, right?
Yeah, I agree, Nate.
Well,
not a fan of that.
Interesting to me that fucking Officer Tatum has seen this autopsy report, but the fucking court hasn't. So that seems bizarre to me.
As of September 16th, Nate, the court hasn't seen it. That's not to say that if it's true that Tatum was able to see it or actually got that information relayed from somebody who has seen it, his defense would probably absolutely have it by that point. But as of September 16th, no, but he also didn't make that video till October 4th. So there's a little bit of a time gap there, Nate. You just got to read a little bit.
Again, as I'll show it to you again, like we were just looking at it, that this isn't my opinion. This is the exact.
And my bad, Nate. If like I find out later on in this video that you actually do notice that and then correct yourself a little bit, my bad. I'm just going off of the assumption as of right now, before you presented this stuff to make your case of, I just have questions, you didn't even look at the date of the charging documents.
Documents that say the autopsy results are pending, not we know what they are. Right? So we got this back up. Let's take a look. And right there, that's in the court documents. So I don't know what old Talmud Tabum's talking about, how he's seen this autopsy, because fucking the court hasn't seen it yet. So he's got good sources, or he's just full of fucking shit. You guys decide. Next, all right, there's surveillance investigation. This is where it gets very, very interesting. Okay. Right. So right out the gate, let's talk about, I highlighted just some issues. Okay. So at the moment, let's look through this. The surveillance investigation. Let's just read this first paragraph and see if this sounds plausible. At the moment of the shot, the exact moment, this is the court documents. This is going to be submitted by the prosecution. A UVU police officer was watching the crowd from an elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats. Believing the shot came from a rifle because of the sound, he looked for the potential sniper positions. He noted a roof area approximately 160 yards, which is not correct. It's 139 yards, which makes you wonder how court documents being filed by law enforcement officers got that so wrong. But I digress. Away from Mr. Kirk as a potential shooting position and
I guess he just missed the word approximately in there. But it was approximately 160 yards. I've heard 143, I've heard 132, I've heard 170, I've heard 160. But this is the first time that I think I can recall hearing anybody use the word approximately when they're talking about how far away the shot came from. I could be wrong. I just don't remember anybody saying approximately. I've heard a lot of people say like absolutes, but I don't know what they're also trying to, you know what I mean? They're not trying to make these charging documents be 400 pages long with complete and incredibly accurate testimony. Like that will come in court. I'm sure that this police officer will be called to testify as part of the evidence, as a witness. And I bet he's going to say probably a whole fucking lot more than a paragraph worth of shit.
Rushed there to look for evidence. Okay.
I can't believe he's going to break this down like this. This is wild.
So, someone was just assassinated. Gunshots are ringing out. And the first thing this cop does is look exactly to the location where the shooter is.
That's not what that fucking charging file said. Did it? Let's go back. What does it say? It says at the moment of the shot, a UVU police officer was watching the crowd from an elevated vantage point. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats. It doesn't say that he looked exactly where that shot came from the minute it happened. Now that's not what he said at all. It's not what the charging document says.
To look for evidence. Exactly to the location where the shooter is, and he rushes there to look for evidence.
We have to be really careful on how we're understanding what we're reading here. We have nothing. There's nothing in here that tells us how long this whole thing happened. You're assuming and you're making claims, but there's nothing. Believing the shot came from a rifle because of its sound, he looked for potential sniper positions. So wherever he's located, he's looking at rooftops. Where would be he's going to have an idea of where the shot came from because of where it hit Charlie. Came from his front. Didn't come from his side, didn't come from the back, came from the front. Probably heard it come from an idea of an area.
Shouldn't that police officer have been, I don't know, maybe trying to make sure the shooter isn't still killing people? Maybe securing the area? I'm not sure.
I'm
the
sure he
first
was.
thing you're supposed to do as a police officer in an act.
Sure, he was first trying to figure out where the hell it came from. Yeah, I would assume he was probably scanning the area for threats, which is exactly what it says he did in the fucking document. As soon as he heard the shot, he began to scan the area for threats. This is what I meant. Like, I don't think Nate is intentionally doing stuff. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I think it's just a reading comprehension issue.
Shooter event, and all of my police buddies.
And I don't mean that in like a negative way, man. Like I'm not saying like he's stupid or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to understand how he got to that conclusion from reading that paragraph. He filled in a lot of fucking shit there that's not in that paragraph.
Can help me with this, but I don't think that step one of police work during an active shooter
is to try to identify the threat.
Look for evidence.
That wasn't step one. This is okay. Now we're pushing dishonesty here. That was not step one. Let's go back again, guys. I'm sorry. What was step one? He began to scan the area for threats. It wasn't rush to find evidence. It was, where did that come from? Where's the threat? Because the shot was so loud, right? Because of its sound, he assumed it came from a rifle. So where did he begin looking for threats? Potential sniper positions. Where would potential sniper positions be? On fucking rooftops. We have no idea how much time went by as all of this was happening. They fucking minimized this guy's entire experience that day into one paragraph just to get it in there. I guarantee you he will be called to testify, and he will say a whole lot more than one little paragraph.
Like, is that your job? In the middle of an active shooting event? Okay, maybe it is. Yeah, oh sure. Yeah, I just rushed there to look for evidence, make sure nobody took the evidence off the roof. Okay. Sure.
That's a little,
why
I don't know, that's a little
that's
dishonest.
Exactly what law enforcement officers
in my
would do
opinion.
in that situation, I'm sure. I mean, that makes complete sense. Let's keep moving on that. So that's bizarre. And then we come down here.
It's not bizarre.
All right, here we go. So it says, this actually talks about, because we were talking about, and even Steve and I were talking about how it's very bizarre that they have all the
how he said it is absolutely bizarre. How it's in that court document is not bizarre at all.
footage of Tyler Robinson going to the roof, leaving the roof, but they just don't have any footage of him actually taking the shot, even though we can very clearly see the location.
Is that what that says, Nate? Is that what the charging document says, that they don't have a clear shot of him taking the shot? We'll see what Nate says.
Location where he supposedly was shooting from, and the footage just happens to start right after that. Well, they address that. Law enforcement addresses that. And they say, essentially, police reviewed surveillance from the camera covering the roof and discovered that recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing from the public walkway and drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time. Oh, dang it. Just out of view, guys.
Oh, he's not going to read the rest of that? Are you fucking kidding? What? No way he doesn't finish. Did he even read it? Don't worry, guys. Let me read it for you, okay? And we're going to start right at the top. Police reviewed surveillance from the camera covering the roof and discovered that it recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing from the public walkway and drop onto the roof at approximately 12:15 p.m. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time, the camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling to the area the UVU officer recognized as where the suspected sniper had dropped into a prone shooting position. After a short time, which matches the known time of the shot, the individual arose and ran across the roof to the northeast. Could you please tell me where in that paragraph it says that they did not get him on camera taking the shot? Because it sounds to me like it says the camera captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling to the area. What is the area? And why would he be low crawling to that area? Probably so that he can get low crawling in the prone position, getting close to the edge of that rooftop so he can go ahead and take the shot. What the fuck is he like? This kind of shit pisses me off. Did you not read the rest of that? You just stopped and found that and was like, they moved out of the camera's view. Ha 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 ha. Did somebody else make this claim and he just didn't even bother to read the rest of that paragraph? Let me read it again, just because the camera again captured the individual running across the roof and then low crawling. Let me read it again. The camera again captured. What does captured mean? Means they've got fucking video of him low crawling into the area where the UVU officer recognized the suspected sniper had dropped into a prone shooting position. What does that mean for anybody who struggles with comprehension? It means the camera's got him crawling to the exact fucking spot where they see the shot taken from. And then it captures him getting up and running across the fucking roof. This is the type of shit that drives me nuts because he is talking. I don't even know how many people he's got in this live. This video's probably got hundreds of thousands of fucking views. And anybody who wants to believe a conspiracy theory is going to just take this dude at his word. They're not going to fucking dig into this. They're not going to look for contradictory evidence to what they want to believe. They're just not going to fucking do it. So how do we, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to go out and show where they're at. Best case scenario where they're just wrong and lazy. Worst case where they're fucking lying and grifting. Somebody's got to do it. I wish I had a bigger channel so I could get more people to see it. Right? But it just is what it is. You know what I mean? And nothing's stopping you guys too, man. Anybody watching this, fucking take your phone, make a video, expose this shit, post it on Twitter. This is insane. How do you not read the rest of that? Please tell me he read the rest of it and I'm just like jumping the gun on this.
Covering the roof and discovered that recorded an individual dressed in dark clothing cross the railing from the public walkway and drop on the roof at approximately 12:15. Although the individual moved out of the camera's view for a short time. Oh, dang it.
Please tell me he reads the rest of it and realizes what he's talking about is wrong.
The camera footage picked up everything. Him coming to the roof, picked him up leaving. He was just out of frame to see him actually take the shot. Man, that's unfortunate, isn't it, guys? Isn't that a big dang?
I don't think he's doing this intentionally. I don't think this is on purpose. I think he found what he wanted to find and then just stop. All you had to do was just read the next sentence. But I don't think this is like he's intentionally doing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's just looking for his confirmation bias and he found it and he just stopped right there. And he didn't bother reading the rest. Or if he did read the rest, he didn't comprehend what the rest of that paragraph was saying. But again, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Footage of everything, but just not the one tiny spot he happened to be at, even though we can see it in that.
How long does he go on with this?
Okay, that's okay. Well, again, these are the official court documents, ladies and gentlemen. Not me saying the FBI said this. This is
since we're still on this topic, okay? That paragraph tells me they absolutely have Tyler Robinson laying on that fucking roof, taking that shot. So they have him on the roof, or they have who is suspected to be Tyler Robinson on the roof. The person that I'm sure they were able to track walking from where we see him on that street all the way to the rooftop. They're going to have video cameras of that guy, the same one that his parents identified. They're going to have that guy all the way to that rooftop, laying in a prone position, taking a shot, jumping off, running into a wooded area. They have the weapon. They have his parents who turned him in, who say, which is stated, that they implied he had done the shooting. We have the text messages are in the charging documents. It would be really stupid to put fraudulent text messages in charging documents. Okay. We have text messages of him admitting to his roommate. They interviewed the roommate. The roommate is in protective, probably witness protection. Okay. They are going to be called as witnesses to testify. There is so much evidence against this kid. How you can fucking believe anything else with that evidence is you just want to believe government bad. Government bad. Trust me, government bad. But sometimes things are just bad and it's not government.
Official court documents that will be put in front of a jury of his peers. So then it says down here, right? The discovery led to an intensive review of UVU surveillance recordings, an attempt to track and identify the suspect. Surveillance revealed the following: at approximately 11:51 a.m., the suspect entered campus from the north. He is seen wearing a black t-shirt with the American flag in its center, dark baseball cap, sunglasses. That's weird because the Utah governor and Kash Patel told us in that interview that he hadn't changed into those clothes yet until he got to the roof.
No, Kash Patel didn't tell us that. Governor Cox said that. It's irrelevant Immaterial. All that's going to matter is what's in these charging documents and the evidence that they present in court and the story that they tell in court. What Governor Cox says is nothing. What Kash Patel says, for the most part, is kind of nothing. All that matters is the prosecution and the evidence that they have. That's what matters, not what somebody said for the most part. They're not going to call Governor Cox as a fucking witness into trial. I don't know if they're going to call Kash Patel or not. I would imagine they wouldn't, because I don't know how hands-on he was with the investigation. But I doubt it.
Oh, that's going to be a little whoopsies. I have to explain that one away somehow.
Yeah, that'll be easy with all of the fucking camera footage that they have to explain. They're not going to have to explain that away at all. The defense, I don't know, but I can't imagine a scenario where the defense, part of the defense strategy is going to be, well, Governor Cox said that he changed his clothes on the roof and he clearly didn't. I can't imagine that would be a defense. Fuck, I want to talk to some fucking lawyers, man, who do YouTube content. I really do.
Bad. Though throughout the surveillance, the suspect keeps his head down, really raises his head hard enough to get a clear image of his face. That's convenient. As he proceeds across campus, this is what I love. He is seen walking with an unusual gait.
Yeah, he's not a stupid kid. Like, what do you mean that's convenient? You're about to go commit a murder on a college campus and you're trying to get away with it. From everything I can tell, the kid was trying to get away with it. Otherwise, why has he got a hat on? Why has he got sunglasses on to try to cover his face? Yeah, of course he's not going to just be looking up at fucking security cameras. What do you mean that's convenient? No, that's not surprising. An idiot would know to not look up at security cameras.
The suspect walks with a very little bend in his right leg, consistent with a rifle being hidden in his pants. The
suspect walks with very little bending in his right leg. So he's not bending it much, probably because he's got a pretty fucking stiff piece of metal hanging down that bitch. Consistent with a rifle being hidden in his pants. It's not impossible for him to have that rifle on him. I fucking hate going over this because it just blows my mind that gun guys are so flabbergasted with the idea. And for fucking gun guys, I've got guns, all right? I'm a fucking gun guy. Let me just get that out of the way. Right? I love guns. I shoot guns a lot. All kinds of guns. Okay? Love guns. How these gun guys it's just so far-fetched for them to believe that he took a few screws out, removed the stock from the rest of the fucking rifle, figured out a way to shove that shit in his fucking clothes is beyond me. And I'm not even saying that's what he did. But it's not impossible to do. Holy fuck. Why is this? I don't understand what's so hard to like, even if you really believe that he didn't do that, you still have to be like, I mean, I guess he could have. And they just won't even do that. I don't understand how you can't at least be charitable a little bit. Go take a fucking any bolt action rifle, dude. You're probably a really big guy, Nate. Go take any bolt action rifle, put on some clothes, take it apart, take the stock off, leave the rest put together. Now shove that shit down and throw a backpack on with a long sleeve shirt. Tell me you don't have it, you can't have it in your clothes. Tell me it ain't gonna make you walk fucking funny. Depending how far that barrel was up in his back, to down to his leg, it could very well be nestling right in that leg pit, which is still going to allow you to bend your leg a little bit. I did a whole fucking video on this. What it's going to really prevent you from doing is lifting your knee up. You still be able to bend your knee. You just won't be able to lift it forward like you normally would when you walk. Why? Because you have that stiff, rigid barrel and stock down the leg, right? Up into the backpack covering it so it's not printing. If you bring your leg forward, that barrel's not going to bend, it's rigid. So if you bring your knee up, that's going to pull and you're going to have shit fucking pulling away from your body towards the top, whether that be the, you know, like the action along with the bolts and the scope pulling away, or part of the stock pulling away. It's not comfortable. It's not impossible to do. You're just going to want to prevent that from happening. So you're not going to pull your fucking knee up forward normally like you would when you walk. You can still bend your leg, right? Let me see if I can do this. You can still bend it. You just aren't going to pull up with your knee like that. God, like I even did it. Like, I mean, I did a video, but then I tried it again with it completely tucked in. It's not fucking impossible. It's not fun. It's not a good time. If I wanted to shoot somebody and I wanted to conceal and that was the only rifle I had, could I get it done? Yeah, I could get it done. He could too. And every other gun guy who says you can't do that could absolutely get it done. I don't understand this.
All right. The official court documents are going to prove to a jury of 12 peers.
But I wouldn't, because it's not the only firearm I have. And I don't want to kill anybody.
He, in fact, has
want to be clear
a rifle in his skinny jeans. Ladies and gentlemen, the official court documents.
Why do we keep calling these fucking skinny jeans? They look like just regular old fucking straight leg jeans. They don't even look like skinny jeans. I mean, they're not baggy fucking Jenko jeans or something, but they're not skinny jeans. They look just like your standard straight leg jeans. Might even be boot cut. I don't know why they keep saying skinny jeans. And so this is his right leg. Okay, this leg right here. This is the one we see him limping with. We don't see him bringing this fucking knee up at all in any of these pictures, do we? Like I just explained would be the biggest problem he would have, is bringing the knee up, not bending. That barrel could be right fucking down in here, right down in there. Could still bend it. He just is not bringing this. See how he's got this knee forward? He ain't bringing that knee forward like that. I mean, he might, but he ain't going to like that, because that's going to be fucking awkward and pulling his shit back.
Let's take a look at that. Why not? Okay. Well, let's look, because they proved it, right?
Nope, they did not prove it. It is in the charging document. They have to prove that. They're gonna have to prove that, right? Because if the defense says, well, he doesn't have a rifle on his person, show me where there's a rifle on his person. And they're gonna have a lot more photos and video of him moving and walking with this shit. Okay. So we're gonna get a better and more clear example of what's actually going on and what they're able to see that they didn't show us. Okay. That's another thing. But they're going to have to prove it, because if the defense can raise doubt that there's no way he has a rifle on his person, then he can't be on the roof shooting somebody with a rifle that he doesn't have on him. Like, this is really easy, guys, right? Like, all these points these people are bringing up, like, there's no way. If there's no way, then what are you? They wouldn't fucking bring a case. They would have no case if there's no way a 30-06 did that. If there's no way that rifle's a Mauser 98. If there's no way he's got that on his person. If there's no way those text messages are real. If there's no way that he confessed to his parents. If there's no way on all those things, they're not going to bring charges, dude. That's not how this shit works.
By the way, you guys see the background of this video? You guys know who initially released this footage, right? That the official court documents are using. Anybody see the water stamp on this video? What's the water stamp on this video say, guys? Before we even start. The most trusted fucking source in media, baby. Yes, this is a TMZ video. that is being used as an official court document. That seems like a good idea. That seems credible. Nice work, law enforcement. Not trying to talk shit about law enforcement, but fucking really. Here we go. All right, so he's got a
the the security cam footage from that house, probably from a few other houses over there. We know the house right next door to this one also has a security cam because they caught him earlier that morning in a different outfit walking by, probably casing the area. There's going to be, this is like, that neighborhood is not a fucking, that is a wealthy neighborhood. I guarantee you there is all kinds of security cam footage from multiple different houses in that area with him all over that area all morning before the shooting happened. I don't know what his point here. This is a weird, like, this is a cope maybe. I don't know what this is, but this is a weird ass point. Like, TMZ didn't make this video. I'm assuming somebody had it and they just either probably sold it to TMZ, right? Isn't it? I forget the guy's name, Lyman or whatever. I think this is his property. Not that he lives there. I think he rents it out, but so I don't know if he would own that footage and then sold it to TMZ, or if he just gave it to TMZ, or if, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what this has to do with anything.
lamp.
But I assure you, there's far more video footage than just this. Because I'm assuming he's referencing where they talk about him walking with a gait, right? Throughout the surveillance. Throughout the surveillance. That means all of the video that they had seen at this point, they probably have even more post September 16th. Walking with a gait. So I have no idea what the fuck he's even getting at.
His knee is still bending, and it's going to zoom in here. Yes, we're talking about a 30-06, 44-inch long gun. Let's watch him walk. Scope on it.
Hey, can you guys tell me if he brings that fucking his right knee up at all? Notice how he kind of brings another one up. Does he bring that other knee up?
Leg.
No, he sure fucking doesn't, does he? He can bend it still.
See how
sure.
his right leg is,
but he's not lifting it up, is he? I'm fucking right about that kid, how he has that rifle on him. If Tyler Robinson did it and he has a rifle on him, that's how he has it on him. I am 100% right. I don't doubt myself for one bit. He's moving exactly how I moved when I did exactly or pretty fucking close to what he did.
Still bending.
He is not bringing that fucking knee up because he can't, because it would pull and tug away from his body towards the top. He can still bend it because the barrel does not go past the bend of the knee. And you could absolutely do that. 110%. Plenty of room on his person. I think he's 5'10". I'm real similar in build. I think I probably got 20 or 30 pounds on him. I'm right around like 180, 175, just fluctuates. But I don't know if he was like 150 pounds or something like that, 160 pounds, but I think we're about the same height.
Realistically.
Yep. Never brings that fucking knee forward, does he?
So
and at this
that's
point,
what they're going to say, because they can see video footage.
Let's watch it again.
Notice baby is concealed in his right leg.
Never brings that knee up.
As it zooms in.
Never brings that knee up. Never.
See how his right leg is still bending drastically?
That's how he's got the gun on him.
Okay. So we can watch this one as well. We've all seen this 100 times, right? But as you can see him running. All right, here we go. This is the perfect spot.
And I hope that he plays it all the way till we get to him on the ground and I can get a freeze frame. Because anybody that looks at that and they aren't willing to admit that that could be a rifle, they're being dishonest. They're being disingenuous.
See this? This is where I want you guys to watch him from.
No, I want to see him down here.
You can see anybody who runs with a rifle.
I'm going to have to pull it up because I don't know. We'll get to it, but I don't trust that he's going to show certain parts of this video. And I'm not saying like I will say that I am not 100% that he has a rifle on him. Fair enough. Now, when I show you this shit, you also need to be honest and say, oh, that could be a rifle wrapped in a towel. Here are his legs. We have both of his legs. There is now a long piece right here. So he either grew a third leg, or you have to admit that could be a fucking rifle wrapped in a towel. There's another really good angle of that. Right there. He either grew a third leg, or that could be a rifle wrapped in a fucking towel. I'm willing to say that might not be a rifle. I don't know what the hell else that would be, but he sure didn't have anything like that in the pictures of him going to. I don't remember him carrying anything like that. So to say that you don't see a rifle or what could be a rifle wrapped in a towel in this video, regardless if you want to say it's edited or fucked with or whatever, I don't care. This, anywhere you go, this is the only video you're going to find. It's the same one. I've watched multiple of them. They're all the same. So you have to at least be honest and say that that could be right fucking here a rifle wrapped in a fucking towel. And if you're not, then you're just whatever conclusion you guys want to come to as to why somebody would say it could be or wouldn't say that it could be. Whatever conclusion you guys want to come to. I'm not going to just flat out call somebody something, I guess.
Full. Guys, I'll show you this again because I don't know. Some people have never carried a rifle, I guess. When you carry a rifle.
Okay, so the military expert is going to now teach us how that we're going to carry a rifle, because I'm sure Tyler Robinson had military training, so he would know exactly how to carry a rifle. He wouldn't just carry it however Tyler Robinson's going to carry it, or however whoever else has that fucking gun would carry it. This doesn't make any sense to me.
And you run with it, and you're trying to get out of a situation as fast as you can.
Okay, so trying to get out of a situation as fast as you can, while also not trying to be too fucking obvious that you have a gun on you because you just murdered somebody. He's trying to get away with this. So he's not going to be just waving the fucking rifle up in the air. He's not going to be running with it sideways to where it's just this full length thing he's got under his arm. He's going to want to try to fucking angle it down, at least conceal it somewhat in some way on his person, so that it's not super obvious that he's running with a fucking rifle.
Carry a rifle.
Yeah.
Like this,
Yeah. Because that's what you would do. You just shot and killed somebody and you're trying to get away with a murder. You're going to run away from that crime scene carrying the rifle just like that. That's what you're going to do for sure. For sure.
And you fucking run.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Okay?
Yeah. People all around, cars driving by in the parking lot. That's how you're going to run away with that rifle. Come on, dude.
Two different ways. Either way,
what? It's wrapped in a towel. Either way, what?
This thing. Look how big this thing is sideways.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. If you guys look in the fucking video I just stopped freeze framed on, that's not a small item, whatever the fuck he has.
Gigantic. Now you're going to wrap this in a giant black towel? Okay.
Gigantic. A Barrett 50 cal is a gigantic firearm. That is not a gigantic firearm. It's a rifle.
Okay. Talking about a 44-inch long gun.
Right. Yeah, somewhere between 40 to 44, depending. Don't know. Have no idea what kind of modifications were done to the sporterized Mauser 98 that you claimed wasn't a Mauser 98 in that picture. But there's a lot of people, from my understanding, with those old Mauser 98s is they customize them quite a bit. Some of them cut the barrels down shorter. Some of them, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things you can do to those. Don't believe me. Don't take my word for it. Just look it up on the internet. If you want to have a really good time, go to Gunbroker and find all these not Mauser 98s that don't have plastic stocks on them. Gunbroker's got a few of them. I wonder why that is. And now I'm not talking modern. I'm talking old.
44-inch long gun wrapped in a towel. So now this thing's this big and like
yes.
this.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Just showed you, buddy. Just showed you
Where
what could potentially be. Does he at
Watch him
least
run.
go to that? Tell me, does he go to that? Does he stop on that freeze frame? Does he look at it? Is he being objective?
Where is it? Where's this magic 44-inch gigantic gun wrapped in?
Yeah, this fucking pixelated blob we're supposed to make out. I mean, where's his foot? Can you see his foot? Where's his arm? He's got two of them. I don't see any. When did he get fat?
In a towel. You guys see it? I don't see it. He put something small
just
down here.
Pop there. You can see it too. Right there. It's
Looks
fucking
like a
long
jacket.
as shit.
See right there, what he put down there? That was like,
watch. Now it's this long.
18 inches?
No, it's not. That is light refracting. That is fucking cutting out the image. It's cameras, man.
He jumps down.
Come on,
Watch
show
what he
me.
picks up. And we're actually going to
Show me.
slow-mo this. Actually, I think we can get
You're
a little better.
Are you,
footage
you're not going to
right
stop on that fucking... Are you kidding me?
Here is it? All right, here we go.
Please tell me
Watch
he
this.
stops on that freeze frame.
We can see what he picks up off the ground.
Oh, please. There's
You
no
don't have
way
to be an
he
expert
sees
for
that,
this.
and he's
you
not.
can watch with your own
fucking-
eyes. Watch what he picks up off the ground. It's not a solid, straight object, 44 inches long. It's loose. That's loose. That's a foot and a half long.
That is not a
Drops
foot and a
down.
half long. He's their interpolation, buddy.
0.25 speed,
See, it's
right?
now zoomed
Watch
in.
what he
It's
picks up.
trying to
It has to
fucking...
be in his right hand because we'll see in his left hand. He grabs his hat, takes it back off. The object he picks up in his right hand. Also, if you drop this off the roof and the towel would have flown off.
No, it wouldn't have. You wrapped the towel like a fucking
picks up a
burrito. What do you mean it
floppy
would fly
object.
off?
Like a bag or a jacket of some
Super
sort. Watch right here. Watch what he picks up. Floppy object. See how it flops around?
We're not going to talk about that rigid fucking thing.
And he takes off running.
Okay. All right. Let's just say that he didn't have a jacket on his person. Wasn't wearing a jacket. We didn't see him go up to the roof with a jacket, right? Okay. So he just decided he's on the roof and he's going to take a jacket out of his backpack. And then after a shot's fired, he runs away with a jacket. He needed to take a jacket out of a backpack. Okay. All right. No idea why the fuck anybody would do that, especially considering it's 90 degrees that day in Utah. So he didn't have a jacket on him. So what is that? It's not a backpack. I ain't never seen a backpack look like a rifle wrapped in a towel before. So what is it? He didn't have it before he got up to the roof. What is it? Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. He just kind of goes on and talks about, super chats and whatever. Does say some political stuff, which I tend to agree with him on, but I'm gonna, the more that they keep doing this and the more that somebody has to be pointing out everything that they're getting wrong, because people just keep running with this and it's just a constant kook craze online. And it's the waters are getting so muddied that there has to be pushback to this. There just has to be. Anyway, appreciate it. We'll catch you in the next one.